Hi everyone, I am Maddie from Stride and Edge, and today I'm taking you through a pre-run yoga flow. So this is a class that I taught recently at the Love Trails Festival. It was a fantastic festival that they are now taking on tour. So I've just done it up in Keswick in the Lake District, which was fantastic, before they all went on a big run up the fells. So this is predominantly for before a run. So our aim is to warm up the body and stretch out through all of those areas, through the hips, the backs of the legs, even the shoulders, the IT bands, all of those juicy areas that we need to warm up before a run. But if you want to, you can also do this class after a run to stretch all those areas out. So it's your choice, but I hope you do enjoy this class. Let me know in the comments below how you got on, if you find after the run that it actually really helped, or if you did it when you just come back from a run and it just stretched out all those areas. It's always great for us to get your feedback, so do please let us know. And I hope you enjoyed this class, and I'll see you back on the mat. So we're going to start off in a cross-legged position. If that is okay for your hips, if you want, you can always sit on a cushion. Just elevate those hips a little higher. Starting off with placing your hands on top of your knees, closing the eyes. So our aim is just to warm up the body, find a little bit of space in those tight areas that we can find when we run, in those hips, the hamstrings, the IT bands, into the ankles and the feet, even the shoulders. So as we're sitting here, just start to take a big breath in, big breath out. And again, in through the nose, out through the nose. And this next one, inhaling to bring your arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, find a gentle twist, take the right hand behind you, and then inhale, come back up to the middle. Exhale, take it to the left hand behind, twisting through the core. Inhale, bring it up. Bring the palms together. As you exhale, bring the hands at the chest, and then bring the hands onto your knees. So from here, we're going to draw some nice big circles with the chest one way. The dog. And all the way into those hips, finding all those tight areas. And then switching direction, other way. See how far we can get that chest down through the middle and then all the way to the back. And then next big circle, bring yourself back up to the middle. And from here, we're going to take our right leg out long. Keep that left foot in, flexing that right foot. Inhaling here, reach the arms up overhead, find length. Exhale, forward folding over that straight leg. Taking a hold of what we can, we just want to feel that nice stretch opening up through the back of the leg, even into the hips. And then slowly bring yourself up to the middle. We'll switch the sides, bring that right foot in, take that left leg out long. And again, flexing the foot, just keeping that leg nice and active. Inhale, reach the arms up, find length. Exhale, take a forward fold. Taking a hold of what we can, just gently drawing yourself down. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, bringing yourself all the way up. And then you're going to bring your legs all the way around, coming into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spreading those fingers out. Moving through into our cat-cows, just finding a little bit of space in the spine. Inhale, scoop the belly down, lifting the chest, lift the chin. Then as you exhale, rounding the back. Look up towards the belly button. And again, inhale, scoop the belly down, lifting the chest. Exhale, now rounding the spine. Press the ground away. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Finding a neutral spine. Here you're going to tuck the toes underneath and sit the hips back towards the heels, and then walk your hands up towards your knees. So we're now kneeling, the back of the mat with our toes tucked under, so taking the weight onto those feet. So here we're really going to stretch out through the feet. You can even pick out those pinky toes, so all 10 toes are tucked underneath. And we're just going to hold here, bring your hands onto your thighs. You can even close the eyes. So we can find a lot of tension in our feet. So it's so important to even do this once a day, just to really stretch out through the toes, through the feet. Inhaling here. And exhale, breathe through it. Again, one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, slowly bring those hands back out in front. Untuck the toes so you're on the tops of the feet, and again we're going to sit back. So we're kneeling, and then from here bring your hands behind you and start to take the weight back. So we're going to stretch out through the tops of the feet, through into the shins as well. If this feels okay, you can start to lift those knees up. Walking the hands a little bit further back, and see how high we can lift those knees up off from the mat. You can take a few little bounces as well if that feels okay through the tops of the feet. Obviously everyone has different flexibilities here, so if it's just enough for you to be sitting on the tops of the feet kneeling, then that's okay as well. One more breath, inhale. And slowly as you exhale, bring yourself forwards, bring those hands back out in front. Then you're going to tuck the toes underneath, take the hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. So feet hip distance apart. Here just walking out through the feet, so pedaling out through the feet. Feeling this nice stretch through the backs of the legs, all the way up into the toes, drawing the heels down. And from here, start to walk the feet all the way up towards the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold, feet hip distance apart, little bend into the legs. Take a hold of opposite elbows as you just sway side to side, releasing the spine, shaking it out. And bring the hands back down. We're slowly going to roll all the way up through the spine, finding this nice alignment as we stand up. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands at the chest. Okay, from here you're going to cross your right ankle behind your left foot. You can take a little bend into the legs if that feels okay. And then from here, inhale, reach the arms back up, interlacing the hands, and then release your index fingers, reaching them up. Inhale, find space. As you exhale, you're going to lean over towards the right, finding this nice big side stretch through that left hand side. Inhale, bring yourself back up to the middle, keeping the legs crossed. Bring your hands onto your hips, and then hinging at the hips, you take a forward fold. You can keep your hands on your hips or bringing them down towards the ground. Let the head relax. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay, breathing into that hip. And if this feels okay, you can even walk the hands just slightly over towards that right hand side as well. Reaching, feeling the hips going in the opposite direction. And then bring the hands back to the middle. Slowly uncrossing the legs, rolling up all the way to standing. Let's switch it out the other way. Left foot crosses behind the right this time. And then from here, inhale, reach the arms up overhead, interlacing. And then those index fingers reaching up. Inhale, find space. Exhale, leaning over towards the left. Breathing into the ribs, inhale. And bring yourself back up to the middle. Hands come onto the hips as you take that forward fold. Folding all the way down, feeling this all the way through the hips, the backs of the legs. The hands can come down if it feels okay. Head relaxes. And if you want a little bit more, start to walk the hands just slightly over towards the left. Inhale and exhale. And again, big breath in and out. Walking the hands back to the middle, uncrossing the legs now. Inhale, roll up to standing, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the palms at the chest. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift, so slide the hands up the shins, flat back. As you exhale, stepping the right foot all the way to the back of the mat, drop the back knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. You can bring the palms to touch. Here you want to think about those hips pressing forwards, almost tucking the pelvis underneath, so really stretching through that front right hip flexor, making sure that that front knee isn't going past that front ankle. Inhaling here, exhale to stay. Straightening the front leg as you shift the hips back into your half splits, flexing that front foot, really pulling those toes back, feeling this nice deep stretch now through the hamstrings. Inhale and exhale. Finding a little bit more movement now, we inhale, come forward, sweep the arms up back into that low lunge. Exhale, take it back, half splits, falling down. And again, inhale, coming forwards. Exhale, take it back. This time, inhale, come forwards, tuck the back toes underneath. You lift all the way up into your high lunge. So bending into that front leg, lift back knee is lifted. You can have a little bend in that back leg, or straightening it, pushing that heel away. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. And then from here, bring the hands all the way down, stepping back to downward facing dog, walking out through the feet. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forwards. You can step, walk, or even hop the feet up to the top. Inhale, finding that flat back halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the palms at the chest, other side. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhaling as that left foot steps back, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale here, lift the arms up. You're finding that low lunge now on the other side. Just take those little checks, make sure the knee's not coming past the ankle, tucking the pelvis underneath, the hips pressing forwards, lifting the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. And again, big breath in and out. From here, straightening the front leg, shift the hips back, folding into your half splits. Flex that front foot, really pulling those toes back. Inhale. Exhale to stay. Finding that space as you exhale. And from here, finding a little bit more movement, finding that warmth. We inhale, shift forward, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, taking it back, half splits. And again, inhale, coming forwards. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, we come forwards. This time, tuck the back toes underneath, lifting all the way up into your high lunge. So bending into the front leg, still thinking about the pelvis tucking underneath to stretch out through that front hip flexor. You can have a little bend in the back leg, or straightening, inhaling here. Exhale to stay. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, hands come down, step it back to downward dog. Think about drawing those heels down, stretching out through the backs of the legs. And then walking the feet up, or jumping, or stepping to the top of the mat. We inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, fold, draw yourself down. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring the palms at the chest. So from here, we really want to start to strengthen our ankles, especially if we're going for a run. We want to just make sure that those ankles are nice and strong. So here we're going to take our feet hip distance apart. And then you're going to start off by coming up onto your toes. So lifting those heels. And then here you're going to bring your hands out in front, palms facing down. So focus on squeezing in that core. This is all about the slow transition, nice and controlled, keeping the heels lifted the whole time. Start to bend into the legs. And then slowly, slowly we're going to come all the way down, keeping those heels lifted. Coming into a nice low crouch. Heels are still lifted. And then again, we're going to come all the way up to standing. Nice and slowly as we do this. Still on our toes. Coming all the way up. And one more time, we're going to go all the way back down. Nice and slowly with this transition. Make sure those heels don't come down. And then once we are there in this crouch, we're going to bring our hands towards the ground and just step your feet out a little wider, turning our toes out slightly. Heels can come down this time as we sink the hips down into our yoga squat. You can use your elbows or the backs of the arms to just press those knees out a little wider. So opening up into our hips a bit more now. Inhaling here and exhale. And again, big breath in and out. From here, bring your hands down towards the ground. You can lift the hips up so you can step that right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the back knee down, untucking the toes. Hands are on the inside of that left foot now, flexing the foot to keep it nice and active, and then rolling onto the outside edge of that foot, letting that knee fall out towards the side, really opening up into that outer hip. Holding here, big breath in and out. If you want and it feels okay, you can start to press that knee away. And if you want a little bit more, you can reach towards the back and see if you can lift that back foot in, and then squeezing that back foot in, so you're finding that stretch through that quad as well. If you can't reach for that foot, that's absolutely fine. Just keep it out long, focusing on opening up through that left hip. Inhale. And exhale. And then letting that foot fall back down, bring the hand back underneath the shoulder. Tuck the back toes under here. And then make sure that that front toes are now pointing forwards. You're going to lift your left arm up again. So we're now finding a twisted lunge. So we're opening that chest. Strong through the legs. Inhale. And exhale. From here, that top hand now comes on the inside of that left foot. Drop the back heel down so that foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. And then we lift the other arm up, so opening the other way. You want to think about that left knee now pressing out towards that left hand side. So we're opening up into the groin, into that inner thigh. If this feels like you're reaching down too much, you can bring that elbow on top of that knee. Still thinking about that knee pressing out towards the side, opening the chest, inhaling where we are. Exhale to stay. Big breath in. As you exhale, look down, bring that hand down, come onto the back toes, and then you're going to step that back foot all the way to the outside of the right hand, big step up. Once again, sink those hips down into that yoga squat. Those knees pressing out wide, nice long spine. Inhale, exhale. Now let's go through this on the other side. Hands come down, stepping the left foot to the back of the mat this time. Drop the back knee down, untucking the toes. And then we want to flex that front foot, rolling onto the outside edge of the foot to let the knee fall out towards the side as much as we can. You can either stay here or gently pressing that knee away. And if you want that little extra with that back leg, you can reach towards the back foot, lifting the back foot in and squeezing it in to find that quad stretch. Holding wherever you are, inhale and exhale. Big breath in and out. And from here, bring that foot back down, hand comes down. Tuck the back toes underneath to lift the back knee up. And then from here, we then want to reach the right arm up to find that twisted lunge. Just make sure that that foot is pointing forwards now. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. And again, big breath in. As you exhale now, bring the hand on the inside of the foot. Drop the back heel down. We open up the other way. We're We want to opening up into that groin, so that knee pressing out towards the right hand side. You can come up onto the fingertips or even bringing that elbow on top of that knee. Whichever option you want. Just thinking about the knee falling out towards that right hand side. Inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, now bring the hands down. A little different this time, you're going to step all the way back to your downward facing dog. Walking out through the feet. And then from here, bring the knees down, sitting back onto the heels into your child's pose. Big breath in and out. From here, walk your hands in towards your knees. We're gonna open up a little bit into our From here, walk your hands all the way up towards your knees. So we're going to find a little bit of a stretch through our IT bands, which we know can get quite sore when we run. So from here, just sitting up onto your knees, then you're going to bring your right leg out in front. So you're kind of in your half splits again, but then from here I want you to just wiggle that right foot over towards the left. So the heel is now in line with that left foot. You might even want to inch that foot forwards a little bit to find a bit more space. We want to flex the foot first, keep it nice and active, and then roll the foot back towards the middle. So you're pressing the edge of the foot down into the mat. And maybe this is just enough, and you should feel this all the way through that outer hip, all the way into the IT band. If you want a little bit extra, you can take that left hand, cross it over the shin, and then walk the hands over towards the right. Breathing here, keeping that edge of the foot pressing down into the mat. And only if you want a little bit extra, you can tuck the back toes underneath and have a go at lifting that back knee up, just hovering it off the ground. Breathing here, this is a lot. Pressing the edge of the foot down into the mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. And again, inhale. Exhale to stay. And slowly bring that knee back down if we have it. Walking the hands back in. And then slowly just slide that foot all the way back. Kneeling at the back of the mat. Give yourself a little wiggle, a little rest. And then we'll take it to the other side. Here now. And then from here, just coming up onto the knees and then stepping your left foot out in front. And this time wiggling it over towards the right. So we just want that heel to be in line with that back knee. Flexing the foot first and then start to roll onto the outside edge of that foot. So let those toes fall back towards the middle. Breathing here, and this might be just enough. Or start to walk the hands over towards the left. And if you want to take it that little step further, you can tuck the back toes underneath and just hover that back knee off the ground. Still pressing that front foot, the edge of that foot down into the ground. That's where you're really going to feel that stretch through the IT band. Breathing here. Exhale to stay. And again, big breath in. Stay as we exhale. And slowly bring the knee down. Walk the hands back round. Bringing that foot in as you sit back onto the heels. Okay, from here, just take the legs all the way out in front. And a little bit more space in the backs of the legs. Flexing the feet. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, forward folding. Take a hold of the backs of the legs. Now here you might just be holding on to the backs of the knees or the calves or the ankles. And if you have a yoga strap or something like a belt, you can wrap them around the feet and draw yourself down that way. Just feeling a little bit more space, opening up into the backs of the legs. Inhale and exhale. And again, big breath in and out. Rolling all the way up. This time I want you to bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees go out wide, taking a hold of the ankles. Little rock side to side here, just working into the hips. Inhale, find space through the spine, nice long back. Exhale, take a forward fold, drawing yourself down. You can even use your elbows just to draw those knees out a little wider. Big breath in and out. Slowly bring yourself back up to the middle. Take a hold of the backs of the knees, bring them up. Then you're going to come all the way onto your back. Once you are there, bring the right knee into the chest, squeeze it in. Take a few little rocks side to side, just working into a little bit more space in the hip. And then from there, just guide that knee all the way over towards the left, finding this twist. Drawing that knee down, breathe into the spine. Exhale. And then bring yourself back to the middle. Switch the sides, bringing the left knee in, let the right leg go out long, squeeze it in. Few little rocks side to side. And then guide it all the way over to the right as you find the twist on the other side now. Breathing into the spine. Deep breath in and out. And slowly rolling onto your back. Just letting the legs go out long, closing the eyes. Arms by the sides, palms facing up, just giving ourselves very short Shavasana here. Just a little moment to let all of that work that we've found, all of those deep poses, just to really settle in. Get the true benefits of the class here. Take a big breath in. Exhale, releasing all the tension in the body. Feeling nice and heavy against the ground. And if you want a little bit of a longer Shavasana, then you can just stay here. Otherwise, just gently bringing the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in. Take a little rock side to side. And start to round the spine, rocking up and down the back. And bring yourself all the way up. Back into that comfortable seated position we found right at the beginning. And once you're there, just rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Bringing the hands together at the chest. Thank you. Namaste.